According to Max Appliance Repair, the FO1 error code means that the thermistor has failed. The dryer thinks that the thermistor is open when, in fact, the part has shorted out. The thermistor
And
is
so I did a parts check, like you said, on the main functional component, which is the control board, and the board is not available.
What?
And so I did get the part number, and I did put that on the receipt. If you want to do a online search worldwide for that board, it's available for you to do that. But through our major distributor, that model is no longer being serviced. And so when the main control function fails and the part is no longer available, that means that that design is being discontinued.
So, what would if it was available, do you know how much it would cost?
Usually those boards run right around $200.
And well, let me ask you this, what would it have been if it was available, the part and the installation?
Well, if it was traditional, 10 years ago, that repair for a control board, because the '01 error code indicates an open thermistor. And so you would want to replace the cause and effect. And so you would want to replace the control board and the sensor, which is the thermistor.
Right.
Being that that board is not available, if it was available, that repair would have ran you right about $360 total. That dryer would have retailed new and comparable to right around $900 to $1,100. And so for electronic failure, that would have been right around 2/3 the cost new, close
Right.
to 2/3 the cost new. And for current to date, the dryers are retailed with these parts guesstimated in the retail purchase. Majority of these electronic parts are not available. And so these retail purchases, you're noticing savings. And on those savings, you'll notice like for dryers, you'll see $200 or $150. And you'll see savings. Regular price would have been maybe $900, now discounted to about $600. And that is because of these electronics. And so the cost of storage and the cost of the major provider, the factory name brand provider servicer, those things are no longer needed. And so the price of that is deducted out of the price of the regular retail price. Now, 10 years ago, high end would have ran you about minimum, low end of high end would have ran you right around $600. And so that design would have been a mid-range, high-end design. And so that would have ran you new, I would say $700, $800, $900
Okay.
easily.
It sounds like we just need to get a new dryer.
For that age, for it being repaired, and sustainability of the repair, and the chance of another component failing
It's
within
much higher.
3 years,
Yeah.
and not being more than 1/6 the cost new, because the repair, if that board is available, and which it is available on the net, there's a board out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And so it's not discouraged. It's just that when it comes to, if you're going to do it as a DIY, that's all of your liability. If you're going to do it as a search online, obtain the part yourself, and then have it installed professionally, then that labor of it being installed by that company will not be valid because they cannot warranty the
Part
part.
this would be available again.
That is correct. And so for that reason, outside of our major distributor, it's not frowned upon, but it's the incentive is not there. And so
Right.
to want to do that. And plus, who would you be able to call if it fails?
Right.
And I've only had 2 other experiences in which when appliance second party, third party, internet source, when that part failed, the person just basically had to eat that loss. So there was nothing that can be done.
Right. So, in terms of new, I'm obviously not gonna, I don't see a reason to replace the washer till it breaks. And
Well, the ground control is not going to allow it to start. And so pushing the selection and push start, that usually sends the ground to the wax motor for the detergent to allow the ground through the water valve to turn on the water valve to start filling, and then the pressure switch will remove the ground when that time comes for when the water is satisfied. And so it's almost a guarantee have to be replaced.
We're talking about the dryer or the washer?
Well, the dryer is going to run into the same situation.
Well, the dryer doesn't work, so we need to replace that, but the washer still works.
Well, the washer is going to fall in that same situation for the electronic control board, which controls the pressure switch.
Oh, right. So you're saying it's a matter of time.
It's a matter of
But
time.
I figured I don't see a reason to replace it until it breaks.
Not that other. Use it until it fails. Correct.
Right. So if we were to get a new dryer, do you have a brand recommendation?
Well-
Is Kenmore still decent?
Kenmore is the purchase name brand that we did a wonderful job on through Sears. It still holds a lot of purchase rate weight, and so does the other 6 name brands under that manufacturer.
Same manufacturer.
Yes. And so the name brand now doesn't have as much weight on it as it used to,
Right,
because the supplier and the provider is no longer here to guarantee instant satisfaction when there's a problem. And so there's the products that are being made now are purchased design rights, and we've already went through all the failed designs, and the larger distributors, such would be LG, Samsung,
Yeah.
and the answer that we're looking for is no longer there. We have nothing that we can offer as manufacturing. So as far as what is a good product for us, we're at the mercy of the manufacturer, which is LG and Samsung.
Really?
4 major manufacturers. We more or less do assembly. It will say assembled in USA,
Right.
not manufactured.
Right.
That's just a clause
Right.
difference, so that we can get away with saying USA made. And so you're purchasing the trademark rights, and through the media source that we have, the trade-off is just that. We can let each other know what products are giving us our best value quicker and faster now, instead of waiting on consumer reports and waiting on word of mouth by the housewives traditionally.
Right.
So the internet search for what is a still good product, that is still valid. You still got to be aware those things can still be manipulated. So especially those 5-star ratings. So those things are still can be generated, computer generated at that. And so majority of our appliances are now computer. So now we're dealing with computer generated influences.
Right.
So whatever we purchase still falls under that guidelines of do you like it?
In terms of repairs, reliability of what you're seeing or not seeing, LG, Samsung, I mean, they're market leaders, are they reasonably reliable, I would assume?
They are.
Yeah.
The price points are good, and the repairs are reasonable. The repairs fell within all the models,
Sure.
3 to 4 years. What we're seeing is a heightened removal of all the old appliances that's going to give us our resources for our raw materials. That's why these parts are not available. Those are what's not being repaired. Those are our resources, and they're just coming out of the field, coming out of the homes, and replenishing as we can refurbish and break down and then recycle and electrically change atoms and change it from one type of electrical device into another type of electronic transistor versus a relay and solenoid.
Right.
And so these are our raw materials to do that because of the diode shortage. And so all this stuff plays into the bigger picture for our 2030 appliances and forward. So all these older appliances that are finding out that parts are not available and we're getting upset about that is because those are our resources now. And those are the older designs. So all the transistor design appliances and all the computer generated appliances that will talk to your communication devices all of those appliances are yet to come out, and they're
Right.
starting to show now. And so all these appliances that these parts are not available, especially electrical electronics, and they're coming out of these homes, that is the main reason why. We're replenishing our supplies abroad because we don't have manufacturers here.
Right.
So anything you purchase is going to be okay. And so the 1 year manufacturer of parts, still the extended warranties for various system designs. You're going to want to know those things, which is still in the manuals, and then and just basically stay on top of your social media, and pretty much we'll let each other know what's
Okay.
available and what's good.
Okay.
A lot of this information is out on the web via other countries, not just the United States reporting this stuff. Canada is no bars. They are going full throttle, and so a lot of the things that we don't know, they have already exposed those things. I'll send you the link to. I've sent you the link already to those sites.
Okay.
So that will help guide your direction as far as what name brand is good.
Okay.
And so that's been covered. It's been known now for about 4 years, and so you'll have that link. But as far as what you have right now, unfortunately, that's not going to be available for repair.
Yeah,
Because
that's fine. We'll order something new, have that one swapped out, and then we're going to be moving in 3 years to Bend, so I don't it's going to last 3 years. Cool, and then if it still looks good, then maybe we'll get a matching washer at that time.
Okay, it'll fall right in the category of new or used, because the new products are discounted to what used prices used to be, and these used appliances, because of the quality, because of the inflation of purchases, these used appliances are now almost what a third of the cost of the repair would be, and so it's almost border new or
Right.
used.
Right. Right.
So you're
Okay.
okay if you buy either or.
Okay.
Versus doing an obvious no part available, and that takes the repair completely out of the equation.
Yeah, I think we'll go new on this
Okay.
one.
Thank you for calling GR Repair and Parts Department. This is Sean. How can I help you?
I got a Kenmore dryer. You get a part number, retail price, location for the thermistor and the main control board. Model number when you're ready.
All right. Go ahead and fire away with that model number.
11087872602.
Try pulling up I have the part number for the control board, but it's gone no longer available. Would you still like that part number?
Yes, please.
Okay, that is whiskey 10116662 is the part number for that control board. And we just don't have it in our system anymore. And then whenever you're ready, I'll give you that dryer, the thermistor too.
Okay, I'm ready.
That part number is Whiskey Papa 8577274. And let's see, that part prices out retails $32.43. And where are you located?
Portland.
Okay, and our location out in Southeast Foster Road has 14 of those in stock. So you're set
Okay.
as far as that's concerned.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I do thank you very much.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
Kenmore dryer complaint, error code 01, which is an indication of a bad control board or thermistor. Call parts discovered parts are not available for control board accessibility, no longer available, and the thermistor is still available, and the drive system, the belt, the idler pulley, the rollers, the idler pulley on the motor, and the motor, those items still need to be verified if still available. I would say that this dryer is about at least 5 years old, less than 15. I would think that these are the dryers in the age group in which they are not being repaired. I'd say I've seen between the ages of 2005 through 2015, the majority of those appliances, those components in the electronics are not available, or the major functional components are not available. I've noticed more or less within that group, which that says a lot for our sustainability for these components, which these are recycled through our large recycling centers in all of our major cities. And so these items are recycled. And so these older appliances are replacing our for our materials, our sustainability in our raw materials. These older appliances are supplying us for making new appliances, electronic and alloy metals. And so these are being recycled properly. Kenmore dryer, first observation, error code F01. This is a Kenmore Smart Heat Series design, HE3, error code, electronic error issue. The error code F01 indicates that there's a faulty thermistor or open thermistor, which will not complete the circuit when attempting to turn the dryer on. Complete the ground through the door lock or door switch. Press start. You can hear the relays, internal relays clicking in the control board. Error code. This board, through the major distributor of ours, is showing up as no longer available. The alternative solution is, of course, the internet abroad, which then, of course, the liabilities of the internet, which would be manufacturing if the part fails within a year. And so these 5 to 10-year-old designs, electrical main components are becoming non-available more frequently. The repair for this design, if the control board was still available, will run you at least 3/4 the cost new. You can buy this dryer for right around $400 to $500 new, not including any specials or any holidays specials. The repair versus replacement at this point in time, because the part is no longer available, going through a reputable distributor to ensure your purchase of the part, which would be 1 year warranty of the part, and not having to deal with online sources, probably would not be worth the repair. Probably would exceed more than $400, and you can buy these dryers current to date for right around that amount, and your savings of the dryer, what it was purchased new at, what you would have saved, it's probably going to be about $300. And so your actual purchase of a new unit, you'll be doing more savings in the purchase than the actual repair, and the parts no longer being available for repair. You can always do online, which online is the only source that we have. And so far, so good. I've only heard of 2 cases of where a control board was ordered, was installed by an outside source, and the control board went bad within that year. I don't know what the person experience was thereafter, but the experience of a major distributor is a phone call away. And we'll do some price checks of all the other components to see if this would even be worth repairing for any future appliances in this model design, such as the drive system, which is the drive motor, drive belt, idler pulley, the drum, of course, the support rollers, the electrical panels, and the push button. You got your door switch right here. We'll check to see what that costs in retail for all the other components while this board is, well, if this board was functioning, it would be nice to know if these other components would be available. But this board is not functioning, and cause and effect, you would want to order the control board and also the thermistor. Power to ground, cause to effect.